Everyone, welcome back to the Midnight Mission podcast. Today we're going to be talking about, or discussing rather, Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
Panther 2.
So if you haven't seen it,
Spoilers. Big spoilers.
Stop listening.
Go home.
Go home.
Watch it.
Go to the movies.
Go to the movies. Watch it immediately.
Come back.
Then we'll talk about it.
Home. And then you listen to the podcast. All right. So, again, first initial thoughts. I loved it.
Same here.
It was great.
Uh-huh.
Not perfect.
Hmm.
I still think the first one was better.
Really?
Yes. But this one is really good. Out of this phase,
Yeah, it's the best one.
is the best one.
It's the best one, hands down.
Hands down the best one.
Best
Like,
one.
like
And what a
Spider-Man.
finale.
Yeah,
to
Spider-Man
end
was good,
it. Was good.
but it was more of that nostalgia
Yeah, well, this was
aspect
like
to
a
it.
whole
This
new
was
thing.
like a whole new thing,
And
and I was
they
like,
hit
whoa.
hard.
They hit hard.
They hit it hard.
They hit hard on a lot of topics, and like to be honest, it was really cool to see a movie again dominated by people of color.
Of course.
I love that.
I did love the representation of
I
mine.
loved it. I loved it.
You know, I'm Mexican. I think we've said that before.
Probably.
I think we haven't. I think 2 or 3. But I love the whole thing. Like
Yeah.
the names. So I do like mythology just in general, like either Aztec, Mayan, Egyptian, whatever the case is.
Yeah, they're all pretty interesting.
And so when they started talking about Kukulkan, Chak, you know, all these gods, I'm like, oh. You know, one of my things that I did really like was when they visit the underwater city, how the letters appear as hieroglyphs, and then they translate it to English.
Right.
Just how they did for Wakanda, how it's the Wakandan letters, and then I thought that was a really nice touch.
I think, not to get too far ahead of ourselves, I think we're going to talk about it like in chronological order. I did like that, but I feel like they paid so much respect to the cultures
of
the different cultures in this movie.
Yeah.
I am not Mexican.
Yeah.
I am Dominican Salvadorian.
Yeah.
I still felt though, like, even though the characters or the people, the majority of them, I think, if I'm not mistaken, portraying the characters on Namor's side were Mexican,
and then they were
and so I think there were some like Guatemalan. I think, but I still felt like the representation was there, even though I'm like Dominican Salvadorian.
No,
I still felt like it was like people of like our color,
people.
You know,
Nuestra
on there,
cultura.
you know.
Yeah.
So I think that was really good. I think it was really interesting because the first Black Panther, even though like our people weren't represented, they did represent African Americans and people of like color, Black people, amazingly. I thought it was so great. So even though I didn't see myself on the screen, I still was like, yo, this is dope.
Yeah,
I love this. I love the way you guys portrayed the culture, and I think they did the same thing in this movie with Namor and the Mexican culture and like, what is it, the Mayan
Mayan mythology.
Yeah, I thought it was great, you know.
I did too. I was kind of glad, and this is a big spoiler at the end, that he doesn't die.
I was so happy.
If he would have died, I would have rioted.
I mean,
I would have rioted because that's gonna be like the first Hispanic hero we got instantly killed. I'm rioting. I'm setting everything on fire.
Okay,
but
so let's start from the very beginning of the movie. I thought that
I just want to say this in the beginning of the movie, how it starts off in silence,
and
then it shows like a tribute to Chadwick.
Yeah,
I almost cried.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say before you rudely cut me off.
I just wanted to say it because I was just
like,
like,
say it first? That's fine. You can have it.
I'm gonna say it first.
No, I completely agree, dude. Like
the purple, all the scenes. Like,
it was
I felt that.
so emotionally charged, but not in a bad way. Like, I feel like the way they paid respect to the character T'Challa, but also the man Chadwick Boseman, I thought was really classy. Thought it was really good. Though I felt it was short, but I understand why it was short.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want to make the movie all about him and his passing.
Yeah.
But the way they did it, man.
They did it.
Damn.
And his T'Challa's funeral.
Yeah, man.
Was, really nice.
I was like, damn, even the casket looks dope.
Yeah,
I know that's dumb to say, but I was like,
no,
my goodness.
I agree with you.
Everything about it, just the way they did it. And then like when the royal ship
picks up the
tractor beams the casket, and I just like, you just see it go in and just fly off. I said,
That's
oh,
it.
my
Bye bye.
heart.
Yeah, I
He
was
just
like,
left. I was like,
damn.
sheesh,
Hmm.
man. It was tough, but it was good.
It was
I
really good.
think
It paid a good
Ryan Coogler
homage.
did such a great job.
Yeah.
I think he wasn't. I don't think anyone else would have done. And some people may disagree, and I might be
Hmm.
wrong. I don't know, but I think he did such a great job with the situation he was put in after
Yeah.
Chadwick's passing.
Hmm.
I think, like I said previously, he paid respects to Chadwick and the character T'Challa. And I know a lot of people wanted the character to be recast. I'm glad it wasn't.
I have mixed feelings about it.
No, I mean,
Like I.
we'll talk a little bit about
Mhm.
that later because what
Yeah.
happens
What
at the
happens?
very
Yeah.
end. So
That's why I'm like, yeah.
I think that was a also classy move on Marvel and Kevin Feige
Yeah.
to somehow keep the
The
character
Yeah.
T'Challa alive. It's just not the same T'Challa that we
Mhm.
know, but it's
think-
still T'Challa.
We'll talk about the end because I have a little like
Mhm.
weird thing with it.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing bad mostly. It's just but like I said, so the movie starts with the funeral scene, which I think was a strong opening, a really strong opening, and that like that got it in there. So that, like you like you're running into the door. You're not like walking past it. You're running into the movie with the whole event going on, and then we turn to see not I guess backlash to say of Wakanda being revealed.
Yo, that scene, bro,
When-
in the United Nations.
When the United that's what it was like.
Let me tell you something.
Ramondo?
If
Yo. My thing is like, why would you go to war? Like
listen, bro, if Angela Bassett does
that
not
win,
earn an Oscar
I'm throwing hands.
for her performance in this movie, yeah, okay, it's a superhero movie.
I don't care.
People
I'm
don't
throwing
take it
hands.
serious. Some people don't think it's cinema. Whatever. Her performance in this movie
was
was
really
really good. In
Like-
particular, two scenes.
Which ones? The
Let's go in order.
Okay.
So the United Nations scene was a really strong
That-
scene. I was watching it. I was like, oh my god.
I was like, damn, like we fucked up, bro. We gotta go to war with Wakanda, bro.
I was like,
like-
damn, just the performance and
Yeah.
how powerful her performance was, how emotional it
she
was.
was.
Like I might be wrong about this, but I feel like a lot of the cast were still emotional because of Chadwick's passing.
Yeah.
So I think they used that
Mm-hmm.
in the movie because you can feel a lot of the scenes.
Of the scenes
like,
being like whoa,
like damn near almost real.
almost real.
you
Like
know,
the tears
so-
weren't like crocodile
My
tears.
goodness.
No,
And-
these were.
and the scene with in the throne room
Oh.
with Okoye. We won't get to that.
We'll
but
get that in a second, but that scene.
my
Oh
goodness.
man.
Listen,
But yeah, and then
I think Angela Bassett, man, was the like standout
In
for
this
me
movie?
in this movie.
yeah,
Like, I think it was really good. Winston Duke, he plays M'Baku. I thought he was really good in this movie too.
I liked them.
You know, his little lines and
funny.
John was pretty funny. You know, you beheld demon. That had me cracking up. You know, that's another thing I like about this movie.
Yeah.
There were lighthearted jokes here and there that didn't overwhelm it and turn the movie
Yeah.
into a joke like Thor. But
I'll fight you.
He
I'll
just
fight
rolled
you
his
right now.
eyes. He just
I'm
rolled
gonna
his
fight
eyes.
him. I'm gonna fight him after this.
But I think he was also great.
Almost like a
Letitia
li-
Wright was also good. She plays Shuri. I watched an interview with her and some of the other cast and Ryan Coogler and I think the producer. I don't know the producer's name. And they were in Mexico City. And they asked her a question. I don't remember what the question was. And she said that when she spoke with Ryan Coogler, she was still upset because of the passing of Chadwick. And she was still angry. And she was still angry at the world. So as she was speaking and she was expressing herself and answering the question, I'm like, yo, that's like exactly how I feel like Shuri felt in the movie. So that's why I say, like, I feel like some of the actors like took their real life emotions and feelings and like incorporated it into these characters. And I'm like, Letitia did, I think, such a great job. I think she was better in this one than she was in the first one. Obviously, because in the first one she was
a
like a side
supportive-
character, a support character. And there were a lot of unexpected things with her that I was like, ooh, that's dope.
Yeah.
You know, and like her,
We'll
I'll hold
continue
this.
talking.
I'll get to that later.
We're trying to go
Yeah.
chronological with the
So
timeline.
yeah, so that UN scene, um,
Threats.
I think Wakanda put U.S. in their place.
Yeah. What you gonna do about it?
Yeah. So and the way and I appreciate that they didn't kill anyone, right? They didn't kill any other soldiers. I
think that was I mean, like, that's a good power move. Like, we can do it.
Yeah, we showing you we're not to. We're showing you mercy. Don't play with us.
And next time ain't gonna be like that.
Yeah.
And,
So that happens, and then I'm a little fuzzy on some of the parts because some scenes I'm like, I don't care about this.
and then we have the Queen Ramonda and Shuri talk about, like, their passing.
Oh yeah.
You remember?
Yeah, let's fast forward to that part.
They have to burn their their funeral gowns.
Yeah.
Shuri hasn't. She does. As we see in the movie in the start, Shuri doesn't believe in the.
Well, she lost faith if you think about it, because the movie started with her doing a prayer to their god.
Yeah, Bast.
And she lost faith in Bast because Bast didn't answer her prayer.
Yeah, but even in Black Panther 1, you see her like more she's more, I guess, scientific. Millennial scientific.
Right, and I think not believe so much in the religion, but and I feel like a lot of people. I know of a lot of people who have experienced that before, where they have grown up in a household where the family believes in a specific religion. So, like, for example, me, I grew up in a Christian household. I still full-heartedly believe in it, right? I'm not speaking for myself. I'm speaking from, like, conversations I've had with other people who have grown up in Christian households. They grew up not believing so much, and then, like, when something happens, they try to take that leap of faith and like pray, and like their prayer is not answered, so then that pushes them away even further from their belief. 9 times out of 10 they come back around. But the point I'm trying to make is, like, that's like real life for certain people. You know what I mean? So I appreciate that they incorporated that into the movie, because there's a lot of people of faith, may not be the same faith as mine or yours. They may have their own faith, but they may have experienced something similar to that. So I feel like that's why she's kind of like that's why she even throws that that line further down the movie. There's so many things I want to make connections to, but I can't, because then it'll like we'll get there. Yeah, we'll get there when we get there. But like, I thought it was really good. The writing in this movie was great too. The lines weren't like whack or anything. I thought they were really good, and I loved it.
And then we get to one of the greatest scenes. It's the introduction to Namor.
Oh, that was so good, because it came out of nowhere.
He came out of the water. He was just like,
came out of nowhere. So like, Namor gets introduced
while they're doing their Queen Ramona and Shuri having a discussion about the funeral and about the gown, all that stuff, and
let's not skip that. Queen Ramonda was going to tell her something about T'Challa,
something sweet,
but that's when they got interrupted by Namor, because the dude came out of the water like it was nothing.
He was like, "The air is clean." It's okay. It's funny. Anyway, and he comes in, and it was just, I don't know. I really love his this interpretation of his name,
Namor.
And now I see
it's the only time in any project, in any movie, in any property, where I don't mind them changing the pronunciation to a name,
because it fits. It's a puzzle piece.
Maybe I am being biased because I love this movie, but I didn't mind it. The Last Airbender, though.
No, we don't talk about that. Put that away.
That bothered me.
Don't talk about that.
Like, I was like, who's Ong?
Put that thing in the closet to help me.
Like, that's an example of they changed the pronunciations of the names, and like, because the movie was such booty, it bothered me. If it was better, it wouldn't have bothered me. I feel like,
or even like a reason to it. Like with this one,
they gave a reason.
They gave a legit reason, and like, oh, they called me El Niño Sin Amor.
Yeah,
I was just like, oh, that makes so much sense.
Okay, anyway, continue.
And I thought that was like, it was such a good introduction to like the way they introduced Namor. He's like, my people call me Kukulkan, but my enemies call me Namor. And I was just like, Damn.
Let's tell you.
He just set the field right.
First of all, he was a savage in this movie.
He was, yeah.
And you know what? I've heard a lot of people talk about this, and I completely agree. I completely agree with them.
Yeah.
Both Black Panther movies have produced some of the best villains in the MCU. Because you can relate to them to some degree at some level.
You can
Killmonger, I totally understood the dude. You know, he just didn't go about it the
he didn't go the right way about it, but like
I
get
understood.
it. Like his anger was justified.
You know, part of his anger was justified.
Part of it, yeah. Not
and like I understood, you know.
Yeah.
And Namor, same. I understood. You know, he's trying to protect his people. But the thing that really was like threw a monkey wrench into the story was that they have vibranium.
I think
I was not expecting that.
So and that's what brings like this whole like where this like what the past is or what we're going into. Because originally, because you know how I can't remember her name. She gets exiled, or she gets kicked off the royal guard. Okoye. Remember, a little fast forward to the. No, that's too much. Well, I'll bring it back to that. What she says.
It's hard.
It's hard. Yeah. But that does bring to like where is this vibranium coming from? Because originally it was like meteor crashes in Wakanda.
And you know what I loved too, not to cut you off, is that Shuri immediately could tell that he had vibranium. Yeah, she's like, because Ramonda was like, "How do you know a vibranium?" or something like that, and she was like, "It's all over him." Man, and I was like, "Yo." You know, which kind of explained why we actually skipped the part when they're in the middle of the ocean, they're trying to mine for vibranium secretly, and someone built a device that
mining rig. Vibranium detection
can detect vibranium, right? So they were figuring out why was this in the middle of the ocean, and I was kind of confused, and I was like, yeah, why? And then that's when we see the what do you call them?
I can't pronounce it and I feel bad.
I don't remember it. Namor's people.
The Tulkan, I think. I can't pronounce it.
I don't know.
But they show up. And they pull up, like, I don't know. I got, like, Jaws vibes.
That singing was creepy AF, but it was kind of interesting.
It was kind of interesting, cool. Yeah.
Anyway, so basically, you know, when Namor shows up, that explained that scene to me as to like why vibranium was there and it was not in Wakanda. When you think about it, it's like a whole ocean apart. Like I just thought of that. I'm like, wait, they're separated by an entire ocean. Damn, that just hit me. Wow, can't believe that just hit me now. Anyway, so yeah, the introduction scene to Namor was amazing. I like how quickly and how quietly they left the vibranium detection machine. Like I don't know where. I don't think it was him. I think it may have been his people.
Yeah, but the fact that they
secretly just like dropped the.
And you would expect them to make noise, especially being wet, like coming out of water.
Yep.
No, they were like pure stealth.
So essentially what Namor says is he wants Wakanda's help to find the person who created the vibranium detector or the technology for the vibranium detector.
Talokan, that's what
Talokan. He wants Wakanda to help bring that person to them, the scientist. So he can basically kill that person because of that person's invention. It has put his people at risk because now people can detect vibranium underwater, and he's all about protecting his people. So from there, Shuri and Okoye go on a mission to the U.S. Well, first they go find Everett Ross. That's his name, right?
Yeah.
Wait, is that his name?
I know his last name is Ross. I don't know. I don't remember his first name. His character wise.
Oh, I might be wrong, dude. Oh yeah, Everett Ross. I was right. He's on a jog, right?
Running.
They just they just like pop up on him.
Yeah.
And they ask him, does he know anything? Because they're still in contact with him, and he owes them
from saving his life.
Yeah, saving his life, right? Movie. So he's down to help them with whatever. And, he gave them some information. They found this person, this scientist, who turns out to be Riri Williams.
Oh, my goodness.
Right? Now, I've heard a lot of people
Ironheart.
say that, yes, Riri Williams, a.k.a. Ironheart. I've heard a lot of people say that they felt like the introduction to Riri into this movie was not needed. People were saying that based on the flow of the movie, they could have done a different way to introduce Namor and all this other stuff. But I feel like I get why they say it. I still think it worked.
I do too, especially because how it ends. Like, when we will get to that, chronology in a second. But the way the movie ends also sets up a little bit to... Because she's getting a Disney Plus series, Ironheart. And I think there's been talk that MJ, Zendaya, and... what is this man's name? Ned are supposed to be there.
Really?
Because they're going to MIT.
Oh, that's true.
They're going to MIT, so they probably won't be like major characters, but they'll make like a cameo.
Okay.
Or maybe
I didn't think about that.
Or maybe like we'll see them in the back, like they're in class and we see them like, oh, there he is. Oh, there's Peter Parker, and maybe we'll get to see a bit of Peter and maybe some small interaction. Because remember, they don't know this man.
They don't know who Peter Parker is.
Yeah. So there's I think my only thing that I didn't like about her was her suit, her second suit, her Mark II suit. I did not like the way.
A lot of people don't like the Mark II suit.
And it's only for one reason. It does not have an arc reactor, and that's it.
It does.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
No, it's like built into it. Like
no, but you see it on the side. It's a little hard.
It's I don't like the way it looks. Like
I agree with you.
Yeah.
You don't like the way. I don't like the way it looks.
I like the
either.
heart.
But
Concept.
the art is the heart is the arc reactor.
Yeah.
It's just not so pronounced like Tony's.
Yeah,
like
that's what I was.
Bam,
That's
smack in the middle.
That's what I was talking about.
I read a little bit of Riri's comics when they first came out, and I liked the fact that Tony Stark was her mentor,
her AI,
and then eventually became her AI. That's not gonna happen in the MCU.
I don't think. Gonna happen. Maybe we'll get like a letter. I feel like
probably
like here
we may see some of that in the
Ironheart series.
Yeah.
Like maybe something like Happy drops off. It was like, oh, we never got a chance to because of what's happening because of the blip and all that stuff. But your application has been accepted, and then I don't know, gives her a package of stuff.
Yeah, probably
something like that. I don't think we're gonna.
Yeah, but anyway.
Or you know what? Too, I can see voice recordings of Tony maybe.
Like leaving her a message or something, or I can see them do something like a quick little cameo type of.
Yeah, I don't see an AI sort of like fully integrated Tony,
or maybe an email. Just
either an email or like
something like that.
Even like past footage, like when he's trying to figure out in Iron Man 2 the new arc reactor and all.
Yeah, because in this movie she's already well within her first or second year at MIT, maybe
something like that.
But anyway, so
we're introduced to Riri.
They find her. They explain the situation.
They make fun of Okoye's bald head.
And her makeup.
And her ashy makeup. That was funny. That made me laugh.
She's like, I told you. But, man. It's the little jokes like that I didn't mind. I thought that was really good. So they find her. Riri's like, I'm not going with y'all. Rightfully so. You don't know who these people are. She immediately recognizes Shuri, though. She's the princess of Wakanda. How do you not recognize her?
Yeah.
So... I think some agents come.
FBI. No.
Is that what happened?
No, CIA showed. So they go back to her warehouse to pick up
That's
her stuff.
What happens. Yeah.
They go back to her warehouse to pick up her stuff. She's like, oh, what are you building? And that's where we see sort of the pieces for the Mark I first.
Yeah, and then you see the blueprint for the arc reactor.
Yeah.
That I felt like I needed more of an explanation to that.
Exactly.
Because I'm like, how do you just create your own arc reactor?
Did it say Stark at the bottom, or was that me?
I think it said Stark.
Yeah. So
so they might explain it in the TV in the Disney Plus series.
That how she...
It might be kind of like a flashback prequel.
Something like that, or maybe... Yeah.
Oh, no, it's a direct sequel to Wakanda Forever.
But it could be a flashback.
But it can have flashbacks.
It could have a flashback of how she got the whole... Like, maybe Pepper gave her the thing.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe Pepper gave her the...
Oh, they may replace Tony with Pepper.
That's...
I didn't think about that.
Because she's rescue.
Yeah, true. She may not be her AI or anything like that, but
She
she
might be the person to be like, welcome to Stark Labs, like that. I can okay, that makes a lot of sense.
That makes sense too. I forgot about that.
We just
I think we just figured it out.
We don't gotta watch it no more. I figured it out. It's like,
And I'm still
watch it. Yeah.
So they get in this warehouse.
They start talking.
They're talking, blah 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 blah, and then these eight CIA agents show up and they're trying to raid them. They're trying to raid. That sounded weird. They try to raid the warehouse, and then from there they go on this like
chase. It's a really good chase scene.
You know, Riri's in her Mark 1 flying. Okoye's in a car. Shuri's on a motorcycle. They do this whole thing, and then like they get to this bridge, and that bridge scene, that fight scene on the bridge scene. Listen,
right before
perfection.
That was a good fight scene, but just before that, I did like also Riri's first flight compared to Tony's first flight. Like how she flew all the way up.
Well, that's the first flight we see her. But we don't know if it's her actual first test flight.
Yeah, but I mean,
she looked like she could fly that thing pretty well. So I don't think it's the first time she flew.
Could be, or maybe I don't know. The first Mark 1 was hauled up by zip ties.
Yeah.
So.
Unless she said that she had never tried it, which I don't remember her saying that.
I don't either, but I still thought that was cool. Like it was kind of
very. She shot down the drone.
Yeah, and then the drone lands on the bridge. I was like, damn, fire!
But on this bridge,
we have a fight scene.
You just see
fight water.
And you see these people getting dropped off by whales. And it's not like the whale rises from the water gently and then they jump onto the bridge. Nah, the whale does like a free willy, like 360 jump. And then you see these people jump.
Tony Hawk, bro. Yeah. Skate? That's what he was playing.
You see these people jump onto the bridge. Okoye. Badass. No superpowers. Yeah. No heart-shaped herb.
No, nothing.
Was still whooping their ass. Okay?
Yeah.
They didn't die. They came back to life, but she was whooping their ass. So at this point, Riri's knocked out. Shuri's knocked out too, right?
No, she's unconscious at the start, and then she gains consciousness back.
How'd she get snatched up?
No, she didn't get snatched up. She went with them willingly. She said, "I want to speak to your king."
Oh,
I want to speak to Namor.
That's what happened. They jump into the water or something.
And
like that.
Yeah, they give her the little. They take out one of them takes off their little mask thing and gives it to her.
Oh, and that happens because Okoye is temporarily knocked out from her fight.
Okoye gets
who does she get knocked out?
She by the hammerhead guy. I can't remember
what's his name.
Because I know his female companion is
Namora. Atuma. Knocks her out.
Atuma, the hammerhead. Like, I mean, it's a Vibranium versus Vibranium.
Yeah, it was a versus fight. And we're not going to, like, break down the fight scene.
But
I don't remember off the top of my head, but it was a really good fight scene.
I think it was really cool because she was shocked because she couldn't handle the recoil from Vibranium versus Vibranium. Yeah. Like, she was just like, whoa.
She's not used to it, I guess.
And that brought a whole thing. And then,
so basically.
Gets kidnapped. Or, I don't know.
They escape, right?
Yeah.
They take Shuri. People escape. They take Shuri. They take Riri. And Okoye is kind of like, ish.
Yeah.
Because before they went on the mission, we skipped this part. Okoye asked Ramonda if she can take Shuri with her on the mission, and Ramonda didn't want to because she didn't want anything to happen to Shuri. So Okoye gets back to Wakanda. They're in the throne. Now this scene. This scene alone has to win Angela Bassett an Oscar.
If she doesn't,
her performance in this scene was amazing.
Setting the Academy on fire.
And like the thing is, it's like, okay, I feel like the consequences that she rolled down to Okoye were a bit extreme. However, I feel like they're justified.
I was about to say that because let's talk about what she says. I feel like
they're justified. Okay, so like Okoye is in the throne scene. She's explaining what happened. Right? She explains the fight scene. She explains how they arrived. They jumped off whales. How they have vibranium. How she struck a couple of them down with deadly blows and they got back up. Like nothing happened. And she's like, I request to go back on a mission to retrieve our princess.
But right before that, I just want to put one thing. And then she talks. That's what I was going to talk about earlier. Was when they started talking about their faith. When they started talking about like, that they were the mystical people, they were the chosen people because the vibranium lands with their tribe and they were supposed to unite it. So that just like
it shatters their belief system.
Like she says, it shattered everything. I don't know what to believe anymore.
Prior to that, when they're speaking,
right when they're speaking,
you're right. I forgot about
that. That's
what
I want to because with the introduction of like a new meteorite that lands in the ocean.
Yeah, it shattered it for me. I was like, they got vibranium. Like
I
that's
was
the first
just
thing I
like-
said when I saw it.
I was like, dang, they got vibranium in
I
this.
said, freaking Mexico. Of course they have vibranium. Why
say,
can't it
bro.
land in DR or
Nah,
Salvador?
Nah, bro.
Well, listen, Marvel.
Marvel
we need
3.
a Dominican / Salvadorian superhero, please. If you gotta make one up, I don't care. Just do it. Anyway, so back to the scene.
Yeah, and so that just shatters
Yeah.
every like our perspective of the meteorite, and also the characters.
Yeah, because even in the comic books, right, vibranium is only in Wakanda.
It's Wakanda. It's always been a Wakanda base, like Wakanda. Well, not Wakanda base. It's just that Wakanda has all of it, basically.
Yeah,
like
I don't. It's nowhere else in the world.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, back to the scene.
But then,
so you know,
yeah, Angela.
So Angela's
Queen
just
Ramonda.
like she's sitting on the throne. She's got this stern look on her face. She's like, basically, listen. I'm stripping you of your title as general.
Boom.
As I'm stripping you your title of Dora Milaje.
Boom.
You are basically a nobody. You's a civilian now.
And then she even threw that like you were one with
Wait, hold on.
okay.
Okoye is like, what the F? She has a look on her face like
what do you
for
mean?
real? What do you mean?
Yeah, what you mean? Bro?
And she's like, I've given everything to Wakanda. I've given everything to that throne. And then one of the council members says, like, maybe we're being too hasty. She did put up a sword to her husband.
Put up a spear to her husband.
A spear to her husband for Wakanda.
And then
right? And then that's when Ramonda gets up and gives her speech. Now, I'm not about to, like, try to...
Word for word? Nah.
redo the speech. All I'm going to say is... I don't even want to spoil this.
She lays it.
She lays it down. I want people to go and watch this. I don't want to spoil this part because her performance was so great.
Scared, bro.
I feel
I got scared, bro.
I'm such an idiot. I really want people to go.
It's a really good movie. Like watch like
yeah. This part I don't want to spoil it because it was so good and so powerful that that's how good her performance was. That even though this is a spoiler review of the movie, I don't want to spoil this part.
We want you to watch that.
Like, we want you to watch it. And if you've already seen it, you know exactly what it is we're talking about.
Yeah, that was a powerful moment.
After her speech, Okoye was like, you couldn't even say nothing because you knew she was right. She flips her spear, impales it into the ground, and walks off. I will play that scene on a loop on the background monitor forever. That's how good that scene was, man.
No, yeah.
And it was very short.
It was short,
maybe
but it was
a 4-minute
so
scene.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe 5. But it was so strong, so powerful, and you felt bad for Okoye, but you know Ramonda was justified.
Why. She was like,
and she brought up stuff from the last movie.
Yeah.
Let me stop talking because I'm about to spoil it. It was so
a really good scene. One of the best scenes.
Such a powerful scene.
If she doesn't win an award, I will burn the academy.
He doesn't mean it. It's not a real threat.
I mean it. It's like
all right. So what happens after that?
And then we have the they wake up. Shuri and Riri wake up in their in the other underwater cavern in Yucatan, Mexico. And then we see the sort of we're introduced to one of the greatest songs in the movie, in my opinion. Because I have that song on repeat constantly.
Which song?
Con la brisa.
When did they play that one?
During the so going back to the story, we're introduced to Namor. He's explaining the culture.
Oh, when they were after the city.
When they arrive,
and they play that song.
And the suit when she's on that song.
Yeah,
that's
that was dope. I love how they did that.
That's on my playlist. I listen to that every day. That's my song right now. Like that
lady has such a soft voice. There's a lady singing it, right?
Yeah. It's funny. So because of that, I started looking. So here's a good one. And this isn't spoiler related. So Spotify has made a Wakanda Forever soundtrack. Playlist, my bad. So it has all the music, and the music inspired for the Black Panther movie. So there's a lot of songs in indigenous Mayan tongue and Naukla. I think that's how you pronounce it. So really good music.
That's cool because Ryan Coogler did say there were 7 different languages spoken in this movie.
Yeah, because because the language they speak, I do believe, is their own created one, but it's based off a different.
No, I don't think so.
You think?
I think when I was watching the
one of them.
interview, Ryan said they were speaking Mayan,
There was Mayan.
like fluent. They had like,
because I know they had
someone who spoke
Yeah.
fluent Mayan,
right. I know
and
that
he was the only person that could speak fluent Mayan, so it was a
Yeah.
lot of work for him. But they may have changed some things. I don't know, but
Maybe.
I'll send you the interview. It was like a 30-minute interview with the cast.
Yeah, because I did see the photo of they had somebody who was who spoke indigenous tongue.
Mm-hmm.
But back to the thing on Spotify, and it's really good. It has all the music from different cultures, all from the movie, and on Spotify, as you know, when you have the line, or not the line, but I guess where you can move it around during the time, like the thing, they made it purple.
Oh, that's dope.
And it only works on this playlist, so you can't like do it on anywhere else. That's a really nice. But back to the movie. So we're introduced to Namor. He's explaining his reasoning for everything, for what he is, for what he does, and then we get a big key word that I like that he used.
What was it?
Mutant.
He said what?
He's a mutant.
Oh yeah.
And I was like,
When he was explaining his story, I
just heard the X-Men theme song in my head.
And I thought that was really interesting, the backstory that they gave and how they gave it.
Yeah.
And that's when, for me personally, I started to like understand him more because of like how he came to be, how his, it was like a shaman was given a vision.
Shaman was given a vision
and
to eat the
kind of
shock. Gives them
like,
the plant, just the same like Wakanda's
like the parallels, which was
parallels,
like,
and also like the differences of how vibranium was used to unite in Wakanda, and then vibranium was used to escape or separate from the outside world, from the
for the Mayans,
for the Mayans,
right. And like they made like a drink like the Wakandans
just like
for Black Panther, but this one took their ability to breathe. So they had to retreat to the water because they were all dying from what was the sickness? Smallpox
the bubonic plague.
Okay.
So during the time conquistadors, all that stuff.
So they escaped. They go into the water, but Namor's mom was already pregnant with him.
Yeah.
So the liquid, whatever it's called, when she drank it, is what caused to mutate him, and that's why he was born freaking almost immortal because he's old. He's hella old. He doesn't look like he's aged when he hit a certain age.
He got the pointy ears.
He got the pointy ears and the wings on his feet, which a lot of people were making fun of, and like honestly did not distract me in the movie at all.
I think it's because Namor in the comics has small wings. Like, it's not proportion. So it looks like, I don't believe that he could fly with those. I don't believe that.
Nobody physically could fly with wings on
that's
their feet, period. But
doesn't
matter how big
like,
or small
they were. But it's a comic. But in comic-wise, it looks so small.
I think it also... I think it wasn't distracting because of how he moved, too.
Yeah, his movements were
it wasn't just like a straight fly,
No,
like
it was like he was
running,
a lot of
like
walking,
like walking in the
forward.
air almost,
Yeah.
But anyway, so back to
and then we're
the scene. So we're introduced.
I thought that was amazing, and I thought that it's cool that I think he is technically the first mutant to be introduced to our MCU officially, or maybe not officially. And it's cool because Namor is also the first mutant introduced.
Well, no.
Who else? I mean,
Miss Marvel technically.
No,
yeah, because
they use the word mutation.
Yeah, but they played
the X-Men thing
in the background, so that's technically the first
that's true.
Introduction.
She is
in the MCU.
In our that's
but
true.
Namor is the first one to call himself
a mutant
outright.
He says, "Yeah."
He says mutant. Because I'm like,
in the comics,
okay, so that was really cool. I was like, oh, bet. So
where's Professor X?
He shows Shuri the city, and like she's like, it's an amazing song, and like
he brought the sun underwater.
That was dope.
I was like,
I mean, not the physical sun, people.
Yeah,
impossible. But he did bring them light. You know?
He brought them light to this. Because I mean, if you don't know, it gets darker in the water. The deeper you go, I don't know if maybe. I don't know. People don't know that. We've discovered more space than the ocean.
That's also true.
Yeah, so no scary things are in the water, bro.
Yeah, they got some ugly ass creatures in the
water.
This is
real scary, bro. Apart from that, the pressure, bro.
Oh, that's true.
That's just kills you.
So,
but yeah, the introduction of it was cool to see, like,
yeah. So then Shuri understands like what he's for. He's trying to protect, but she stands her ground and she's like, oh wait, before that he gives her a bracelet that belonged to his mom.
I wouldn't have done that. That's my mama's bracelet.
That made me think, oh, are they gonna smash? But they didn't. Like, he just randomly gives to Shuri a bracelet that belonged to his mom. Like,
to his mom. I thought that was kind of weird and everything.
So anyway, that was a mistake on his part.
Yeah.
We later find out in the movie.
But another thing that was it before? I'm trying to think of something real quick. Oh, right after he shows her the city and they're talking about, like, he's talking about his plans to fight the outside world.
Oh, yeah, he threatens her for real.
Yeah, he's like, Wakanda either is going to be on our side or there is no Wakanda. It's simple.
Listen, and he said that so confidently.
He was right about
straight face. Like,
straight up.
So hold on. Give me 1 second.
That's how good it is. He looked her dead in the eyes, looked her dead in the soul, said,
he said,
if you're not with us, you're against us.
But you got to set up the scene. Mm-hmm. They're sitting right next to each other.
Yeah. He gives her the bracelet.
And they're looking at each other. Not in a chair, like literally side by side, arm to arm.
Yeah.
And he's talking to her so chill about this. Like,
I did think that too, that they were gonna, like, oh, maybe they might hook up.
Yeah, because it looked a little intimate.
It looked a lot, yeah, like, and it also seems like continuing with the conversation, they're talking about, he talks about, like, I'm gonna bring the war to them. Mm-hmm. Wakanda, you guys have messed up because you guys revealed the vibranium to the outside world.
Mm-hmm. That kind of gave me Aquaman vibes.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Because what was the guy from Aquaman?
His brother. I know what you're talking about.
He said the same thing, something along those lines.
Yeah. And then,
but it was not Aquaman-ish at all.
No.
This was completely different,
like
and I'm glad Ryan Coogler decided to go this way instead of it being Atlanteans.
Very nice, very nice.
But anyway, so that happens. She goes back.
She's like, no, we're not gonna do it. And he tells her. I think one of a great line was, didn't you say that you would burn this world?
Oh, when she told her mom?
When she told her that she was going to burn this world, like, they took everything from her. But, and then when Namor, because, I mean, Namor was there.
He was just quietly listening from the water.
Damn, she don't like them. But he repeats that line to her when they're talking. He's like, but didn't you say you would burn this world? Yeah. And then that look on Shuri's face, and I think that was, because during this whole video, we haven't talked a lot about Shuri. She's going through grief. Obviously.
Still going through grief. Keeping in mind, though, that this takes place a year after T'Challa has passed away.
Yeah. So she's still grieving. And she still obviously has feelings. I mean, of course. That's just life. That, we're humans.
That's her brother.
That's her brother. Shit, I would too. You see in the beginning of the movie, and that's what the whole movie's about. Her overcoming this grief. Her accepting and moving on with her life. And we do see in the start that she's like, I don't care. I'm going to set this on fire. I'm going to do what I want. She stays in her lab, all cooped up. Very similar to Tony in some sort of way. I did that too. I think the only thing she was missing was, like, the bottle of Jack Daniels. But yeah,
because in the comic books, Tony was an alcoholic.
That was his greatest enemy, alcoholism. But that's what...
Which is wild.
Not the Mandarin. Not Ironmonger. Alcoholism. But we see that overall, and then when Namor tells her, didn't you say you would burn the world? So you can start seeing, like, okay, maybe this is wrong. Maybe this is the wrong approach. Like, her starting to think, like, okay, maybe I can't be thinking about myself now. This is something that, like, I have to do. Yeah.
Listen. He still wanted to kill Riri.
I mean,
which at this point is like, why?
It
was more of a revenge thing at that point because the people already knew where the vibranium was at. You know what I mean? They had to have already still know where the vibranium was at. You know, those people had to share their location, unless it was like top secret that they didn't even share their location back to their home base. Which I think it wouldn't make any sense. I mean,
because it was CIA Foundation, and we know that the CIA. We'll talk about this a little bit later on. With the CIA is getting very sneaky. It's very sneaky, and there's a reason why. Very sneaky. But I can also see why he wants to kill her. Because to me, I didn't see it as a personal thing. I was just like, I gotta kill her. She knows.
Yeah, I get that, but so does Shuri know now.
We gotta kill her. She knows.
He wasn't trying to kill her.
Well, that's so at this point for he was trying to make allies with
yeah, no, Shuri, I understand that, but at this point for me in the movie, it no longer made sense to try to kill her.
It's about sending her.
Work it out.
It's not about the money.
You know, let her. And Shuri gave her options. Let her stay in Wakanda. We will keep her. And he's still like, nope. As it got
That is
offers
true.
to
Now,
it.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So like at that point, it almost now it just kind of felt like revenge. Like you know, and I didn't necessarily agree with him at that point. So anyway, so let's fast forward a little bit. And we skip some parts. Okay, when Okoye
and
was dismissed as the general and Adore Milaje, King Ramonda went to Shuri's lab to try to see if her AI, I don't remember the name of the AI, can help locate her. He says, yeah, kind of, basically helps tracking her earrings. They were left off in this location. From there, Ramonda goes to Haiti, where Nakia is. She's been there since before T'Challa passes away.
She hasn't returned to Wakanda.
Yeah, she hasn't returned to Wakanda. So she goes and asks her for help. So at this point, right, because she's a good spy. So at this point, Nakia goes to Mexico. I don't know what happened, but I'm trying to fast forward through very quickly. She goes through
They find the signal. They go through it. She goes under the water.
Well, she goes and talks to a native. And starts asking questions in Spanish, which I loved.
You know what I didn't like?
Finally gave her a chance, to talk and speak in Spanish. I love that.
Yeah, because she's half Mexican.
No, she was born in Mexico.
She was born in Mexico, but like, you know what I mean? Like,
she's a Mexican citizen. I don't think she's Mexican. Like,
I mean, would you
through blood?
I mean, it's not. I know what you mean, but like, she grew up there.
Yeah, she grew up there.
Because her dad was a college professor, if I remember correctly.
I don't know.
And he was doing something abroad. He was being a professor.
Well, the point
abroad.
is she's Mexican. Yeah. I think she was born there.
Yeah, she was born there, but like, that's why like her first name is Lupita. But she goes through. You know what I didn't like?
What?
Was her outfit when she first meets the natives. You know what it reminded me of?
Why? I didn't think anything.
Nothing offensive. You know what it reminded me of?
What?
Encanto. Very Encanto vibes.
Shut up.
The big glasses and the bright yellow blouse. I was just like...
Maybe that was on purpose for Disney to do that.
Maybe. And I was just like, I hope she doesn't start singing.
But bright colors look fantastic on her, though.
Of course they do.
They look great on her.
I just didn't like the glasses. I was just like... She looks like Mirabel. Like, stop that.
Anyway, she talks to this lady. She's getting information.
I really like when she starts speaking Spanish and then she turned it to dialect. I was just like, oh. And then the lady starts. I was just like, oh.
And the lady's like, okay, I can F with you.
I got you.
She's like, so she gives her information. Blah blah blah.
She gives her a general location.
Situation. And they do this sonar thing. She has this floating ship type thingy.
It looks like a frame, but you know.
Yeah. She goes into the cave where
she does her spy stuff.
Point is, she finds Shuri and Riri.
Saves them.
This is what causes Namor to go ham on Wakanda. Nakia, in order to save, was it Riri or was it Shuri?
It was Shuri.
To save Shuri, she has a sonic blaster or something like that, and she shoots one of Namor's people who's there, keeping guard of Shuri and Riri. Shuri is trying to save her with one of the, what are the beads called?
Okoyo beads. No, the
yeah, it was one of the beads. I don't remember the name of the beads. Nakia's like, I hit over Sonic Blaster. She's done for. It's not gonna help. And I'm like, man, just stay there and save her. Stay there and save her. Nope. They bounce. Right? They get back to Wakanda. They find this chick.
No. Before that, Queen Ramonda does a distraction. She summons Namor.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they do, because Namor wasn't there when this whole thing happened. That's what I just remembered. I was like, because why wasn't Namor there to stop him? But, so she calls, she summons him because he gives her a conch. Like, when you have the task, I don't have the scientists, come to me, blah, blah, blah. They start talking,
He threatens her there.
He threatens her there, and she's trying to be like, well, obviously, because she's being a distraction, she's like, I'll give you anything. Like, I just want my daughter back, like, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, well, you're going to have to help me take over the surface world. And then they're like...
Yo, could you imagine if Wakanda and Namor's people and Namor joined forces? Ooh, boy, that would have been bad. It would have been bad for the rest of the world, bro.
I will get to that later at the end.
Could you imagine if Killmonger was still alive and teamed up with Namor?
I mean...
Dude.
There's no United Nations no more. There's...
That would have been so bad. Anyway, that's just a thought I had.
That's the thing. They They distract him. They save him.
So-
Take him to the thing.
Yeah, so he gets back. He finds that the chick is dying.
Yeah.
Talks to her. She dies. He puts on his
His
cool ass-
ceremonial garb helmet.
That thing was, first of all, it's humongous, but it looks so dope.
Yeah, because he's.
I like how the what are they called? Talecan? I don't remember. His
Yeah.
people, what are they called?
Talecan.
Okay, I like how they have. You know how the Wakandans have the little. They cross their arms, the Wakanda Forever, and they have the like, and theirs is like the Kamehameha.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. I thought that was a nice little touch.
From the hieroglyph, from the Mexican, from the Mayan paintings.
Yeah, I don't know.
They do that's what they do. Although the gods have their hands like this.
Oh, okay.
So if you look at or any the paintings and also like,
I just got schooled in Mayan mythology.
Yeah, they do like that.
Oh, so the Mayans.
Yeah, we do that.
Kamehameha waves.
Yeah, we made that cover, man.
Cool.
Yeah, we did it.
Oh, you ain't that? Shut up.
Man, what you mean I ain't there? That's what do you mean?
Anyway, so that's what causes them.
That's my ancestors, bro.
To
Goku's stealing everything. I just want to point that out. Goku has stolen every move that he has known. I'm gonna just leave that there. Think about it. Kaioken, he didn't do that one. Destructive, he didn't do that one. Kamehameha, he didn't do that one. Spirit Bomb, he didn't do that one. Just want to throw that in there.
He ain't still it. He was taught them.
He's
It's different. And he uses them.
He stole Solar Flare from Tien. He stole Drastic Dick from Krillin. He's
never made up his own.
He has no move.
He's never made up his own.
I just want to throw that out there.
That's true.
He's never.
Vegeta has. He's made up his own
Galagun,
Final Flash.
Final Flash,
Oh my god.
Final
Okay. Anyway, let's
Shine.
not get into
Okay.
Dragon Ball. Okay.
But back to
this movie. So
back to the thing. So
let's fast forward a little bit because we're at the 50-minute mark.
Namor attacks.
Namor attacks Wakanda, but it was so subtle.
It's just like, oh man, there's water everywhere.
Point blank. This is another part I kind of don't want to spoil for people because I want them to watch it. How it goes down. They attack, right? The Wakandans are trying to get to higher ground because they're not trying to drown.
Because the attack was so planned out. They didn't have time to like.
Right, it was so quick.
It was
and
quick,
they can infiltrate them without any warning or
detection,
the
same thing that they have.
So anyway, so then fast forwarding a little bit in this, M'Baku sues Namor, and he tries to attack Namor.
Oh man,
Namor is talking to someone, and M'Baku is using his big. He tried to use his big staff to attack. Namor
lifts his arm up.
Wait. I want to describe it. M'Baku's coming from behind Namor.
Yeah.
And he tries to attack. M'Baku swings. Namor uses his left hand, just his left hand, back punches it, and it breaks. But he doesn't even
he doesn't turn.
He doesn't stutter. He doesn't move. He just does it real quick. And he turns around and he punches M'Baku in the chest. Sends M'Baku flying. Completely trashes his chest shield thing.
Yeah, his chest
the
plate.
The funniest part of that is that when M'Baku lands, he don't even try to get up. He's just like, F that. That was way too much.
Yeah.
That man's too strong.
He got rocked.
So, anyway, fast forwarding. The Wakandans try to fight back. They try to attack. Namor flying through the air. Totally destroying the Wakandan ships.
Did.
Trashing them.
Said,
this man is like...
You thought he was good at the water? Bro, in the air?
Man.
Oh my God.
Them little flying feet, boy.
Hey man, Nike better sign him, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like Nike better sign him.
Listen.
I get the swoosh. I get Namor.
Okay, so then at this point, Ramonda and Riri are in the throne room.
They're talking.
They see him. Namor comes.
Pops up.
He pops up out of nowhere. Does he punch or throw the spear?
He
throws
stabs,
the spear
he throws
at the glass, right?
The glass. It doesn't break, but it does shatter. But it doesn't shatter. But it
cracks.
Yeah.
It cracks. So he's like,
and
bet I'll be right back.
But when they first saw him like shatter, Queen Ramonda back
Cualquiera, anybody would do that.
That's the throne room. That's the safe point. No, that's what I'm saying.
But I think because she knew it was vibranium, so she knew it was gonna. So he was like, I bet I'll be right back. This man goes and gets bombs, bro.
Water bombs.
And water bombs. Right? Water bombs. Think of this, people. Water bombs. I didn't see not one bit of fire or explosive in it. It was just all water.
I mean, of course.
Throws it at the window in the throne room. Trashes all of the windows in the throne room.
Yeah.
There's so much water in these little bombs. Think about it. The throne room in Wakanda is
it's tall.
It's so high up in the sky. This fool flooded the throne room.
Yeah.
With those bombs. So much so that Riri's about to drown. So what happens?
Queen Ramonda saves her.
Queen Ramonda dives down, brings her up, saves her. Was not expecting this. She drowns. Mm-hmm. That effing blew me. I was so mad.
I wasn't like...
I understand why they did it.
Yeah.
After seeing her in those 2 scenes, and you gonna kill her off?
Like that, yeah.
Oh my gosh, man. I was like, nah, she's not dead. They're gonna bring her back to life. I see Riri come back. All right, there's hope. You know?
And then because
Nakia,
yeah,
Okoye, and Shuri come to the throne. They see them. At this point, Queen Ramonda is floating face down in the water.
When I saw her.
When I saw that, I said, "Oh no!"
She.
They try to bring her back to life, right? Those kimoyo beads do everything.
That's cool.
That's
bro.
pretty cool. So like they're trying to bring her back.
Yeah.
Nope, she's gone.
No pulse, flatline.
Listen, Letitia's performance was great too in this scene. Was so good.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
When I saw the funeral, I said, "Oh, they really killed her."
Yeah.
And when they show the casket and it's her symbol on it, I saw they really killed her. Mm-hmm. Oh nah, I'm done. I'm done. I'm leaving. You know.
All right, I'm back.
So that happens.
Yeah.
Her and M'Baku speak.
Yeah. They have this whole thing.
They have this whole moment.
Because they move everybody from Wakanda to the mountains. To
Jabari land.
To Jabari land.
So the funeral is not in Jabari land. I think it's still in Wakanda because it looked like it was in the same location that they did T'Challa's. Mm-hmm. But they relocate everyone to Jabari land or whatever. At this point, Shuri goes back to her lab, and she tries to find a way to synthesize the heart-shaped herb.
Yeah.
She remembers that she has the bracelet still. Mm-hmm. That bracelet had fibers from
their plant,
from Namor's underwater heart-shaped herb version of their plant. Yeah. So what we didn't mention is at the beginning of the movie, Riri was trying to recreate the heart-shaped herb to use it to heal and to save T'Challa, but she couldn't. She only got up to 25% or something like that. Yeah. But with this one, she got to like 98 or 96 or something percent of
90 something.
So she was able to do it with Riri's help. So Nakia comes. They 3D print.
I thought
that was weird. I didn't
understand it. I was just like, wait.
I mean, you could tell me, okay, they have a system where they can rapidly grow a plant. I would believe that. But they 3D print the heart-shaped herb.
And they were like, if it glows,
cool. It glows, real. They get excited, whatever.
And I was just like...
So Nakia helps Riri do the ceremonial thing. They asked her if they wanted they need to be buried. And she's like, no, in case you guys have to resuscitate me. So...
And then...
She takes the heart-shaped herb.
We have another great scene.
No, listen, hold on. Time out.
Yeah.
Time out.
It's so much.
Shuri shows up in the ancestral plane, right?
Yeah.
It's not the same location where T'Challa had it when it was on the field.
With the field, with the tree, with
the trees where the ancestors can run free. No, this one is in the throne room. And you see the back of the throne. And you see Shuri walking, and the camera kind of pans around the throne to the front. Now I'm thinking there's no way they're gonna show T'Challa. They're gonna respect Chadwick's passing, and they're not gonna do a 3D animation or a 3D recreated. I wouldn't have liked that. Mm-hmm. It wouldn't have made sense to show the grandfather. Her father. So I'm thinking, okay, Queen Ramonda's gonna show up. I was not expecting Killmonger.
I just want to point out his introduction when he turns the chair around. I was just like, what's up, baby? Cuz I was like,
listen, when he's chilling on that throne and I see him, I scooted up in my seat. I said, let me relax. I got too excited because I see Michael B. Jordan. Let me stop.
Hey, what's up, baby? Cuz
I said, oh my goodness, they brought this man back.
Exactly. Because I thought I did like him.
He was he's one of the best villains.
Like he was a really, and then
I put him over over Thanos as the best villain.
As the best villain?
Yeah, I do. If I have to pick villains in order, Killmonger, Thanos, Loki. In that order. Anyway, okay, back to this.
But his just presence being there and this conversation that he has with Shuri about like, Shuri's obviously upset because it's not her mom. She wanted to see her mom, and then you see.
Oh wait, time out. Before that.
Yeah.
Before that.
Yeah.
While they're trying to resuscitate Queen Ramonda, Namor's not gone. He's still floating in the air.
He's just vibing.
And he's just there, and he's like, you're queen now.
Oh yeah,
I forgot about that.
That man-
You're queen now.
the man said.
He said
"Boop,
something
boop."
else and flew off, and then dived into the water and bounced. And when he said that, I said, "Oh no, bro, why?" Anyway, okay.
He said,
So
"I'll catch you babies on the air."
so listen. So back to what you were
Back to the
saying. Yeah.
So back with Killmonger, she was, Shuri was expecting her mom, and then when we see Michael B. Jordan, Killmonger, the throne room sets ablaze.
Yeah, and I think he says that she subconsciously summoned him because of her anger.
Because of that's what, I was gonna go into that because they
My
both
bad.
said that. You're stealing my words, bro. Stealing my words. No, but he also mentions about it, like, didn't you say you want to burn the world just like he did? Because they're going through grief, right?
Yeah.
Even Killmonger, he went through grief. Like they took his dad away, they took everything from
Wait,
him.
I have a random thought.
Yeah.
Not to cut you off.
No,
It's
no, yeah.
So dumb.
Yeah.
If he did, how his hair get longer?
It's how in the ancestral plane you could think however you want to be. It's like that.
I
so.
guess.
I'm guessing.
Anyway, that was a stupid little thing, but I'll continue.
Or maybe she imagined him like that. Like, oh, since he's older now, he probably has longer.
I don't know. The ancestral plane exists. It's
Well,
real.
we know
because
that-
all the religions in the MCU are real. So
you just have to believe in it.
yeah. So he's there.
He's vibing.
He's there, and all that purple light
Damn.
that would bother me. Anyway, continue. I'm
But
sorry.
going back to what I'm saying, yeah. So they're talking about like their anger, their grief, and then how she says, "You burned the
heart shape
herb.
this all happened because of you."
He's like, "No, don't take that away from your mom." I was just like, "Oh, why would you say that's too early, bro? This just happened yesterday, bro. What the hell? What the hell?
Emotional damage.
But yeah, so it was such a powerful scene to see them. That's another scene that everybody should see. It's this movie. It's
we shouldn't have spoiled it, but it is a spoiler.
it's a good movie,
It's a
and I
spoiler
think
review.
yeah,
Look, listen. She sees it. We don't see their entire conversation
no,
because she wakes up
yeah,
from the ancestral plane, like almost in a panic, and she's like, "It didn't work," blah blah blah, blah. And she said something on the lines like, "I try to believe in the stupid religion," or something like that to Nakia. And then so she bangs on the table, but there's no damage to the table. And then she goes and she sees
a mannequin.
or something, and she punches the hell out of that mannequin.
That
And the
mannequin's
mannequin
like,
goes
"Bye-bye."
flying, and that's when they realize that it worked. That the synthesized heart-shaped herb worked. So, what does she do? She decides to become the Black Panther. So she goes into this room where you see both of T'Challa's helmets.
No, so one of them is T'Challa's helmet.
No, it's both of them.
No, the other one is her dad's.
I'm gonna have to Google that. Because I swear it was both of them. I swear it was the first version and then
No,
the
I'm pretty
second
sure
version.
the first one is her dad's helmet, and the second one was his original one in Captain America's Civil War. It's not the second version. It's not the fully.
I know, because when I saw it, I was like, wait, why would his second helmet be there when it materializes
from the necklace?
the necklace?
So
it didn't make sense. But
the first one is
are
her
you
dad.
sure, bro?
I'm pretty sure on the
okay, whatever. Let's say it's the dad. So
Okay.
she doesn't pick neither one of them.
No.
So what does she do? She goes to a table behind that one. Another one materializes as she gets close. She grabs it. You know what I like about the suit? It was giving me Killmonger vibes from his suit because it had gold in it.
I wanted to point that out.
Because her suit had gold and silver. And I was like, oh, okay.
She a little feisty.
So she puts on the suit. We cut to Jabari land. They're talking,
They're talking
whatever,
about
blah,
it.
blah, blah.
If we kill this man,
Yeah, and yes, I do like
his
his mindset because he's completely right.
if we kill a man who
they consider a god.
god, how, and we've seen how they retaliate. How do we?
We're
gonna go to
start
war.
an eternal war.
And I was
and
just
he
like,
said eternal.
I was just
If
like,
I'm not mistaken, eternal war. That's forever, guys.
I mean, it's a long, long time.
Yeah. So
She shows up.
she shows
the
up.
same way.
She falls from the top. Boom, lands. She has a suit on. The mask dematerializes. Everyone's like, "Oh crap, she did it!" And they all start touching her because they're so excited. All right, whatever. So then
She arm wrestles M'Baku.
I think they have. Yeah, she arm wrestles M'Baku to see if she would as a test to really. And she beats him, so she did it. So then I think she has a conversation with M'Baku, right? She
Yeah.
asks everyone to leave
Yeah.
so she can speak to M'Baku. I don't remember exactly what the conversation consisted of.
It was so in that one it's the same thing like I was saying with M'Baku, how he's saying like he's being logical. He's thinking about the overall consequences of everything, and that's what he talks about. He's like, I promise your brother, I will be here as an advisor to you. Whatever happens, that I will always be here. I thought that was a really cool character development. And his whole character development from Black Panther 1 and 2 was really like...
It jumped.
Like...
But because think about it, he's much older.
That's what I'm saying.
He didn't get snapped away.
So he's been there the whole time.
He's been there the
blip.
The 5 years of the blip plus the year since T'Challa passed. That's 6 years. So he got wiser. I think he even had gray hair in his beard.
Yeah, he was wiser, and he's talking about like we should show mercy at the end. Like we should knock him out. Like okay, obviously, but Shuri's like no.
Yeah,
I want that man dead.
And more so now because Shuri and Riri found a way to kill him.
They do find a way.
They basically found his weakness essentially.
Yeah.
If you get him away from water, you dry the man out.
Yeah, of drying him out because he's absorbing the water through his skin.
So at this point, and I kind of want to
fast forward
through this a little bit. The Wakandans go to Namor and them, right, on a ship, and this entire battle happens. Visually, the battle I wasn't feeling it too much because it was a lot of CGI. So I didn't really like it too much. And
I just want to bring out one quick thing to the battle because I think it's important of Okoye's midnight angel suit.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
So we do see the introduction of it in the beginning, where she's like, "Oh, I'm making you a suit," and then she's like, "I don't like the way it looks. It's just weird."
It was kind of weird.
I mean, they have that suit in the comics.
No, I know, but like when the mask goes down, that looked weird because it's like half of their head.
Yeah, but they changed it though.
What do you mean? No, because remember the mask like, have this long thing. So when the front part of the mask goes away, it's like because she's bald.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about now. I know what you're talking about.
It looks kind of weird.
Yeah,
but the suit themselves look cool.
Yeah,
but I also like. I don't care what anybody says. They took inspiration from Tony Stark's tech.
Oh, I think
they all had Tony's heads up display stuff. So that's a direct inspiration from Iron Man. I don't care what anyone says.
Stark Industries would send a copyright notice to Wakanda.
So dumb.
Like we saw the suits that have the head display.
How do they know it has a heads up display? Because we see it, but people from the outside can't see it.
Watch, there's gonna be when they do the Kang Dynasty and all that, and when they meet them, they're like, oh, that's my tag.
I'm done with you, bro.
Copyright notice. I'll see you in court.
So dumb. Anyway, okay. So the fight ensues.
And we have the fighting scene. They, I don't know how to say this in a nice way, but they got their shit rocked.
Who did?
Wakanda.
They did.
They got their shit rocked.
They did.
And I guess the main point of it was to get Namor out of in the ship because they made this ship into like basically a microwave.
Yeah.
To dehydrate him, but during that time, they got their shit rocked. Like
they were gonna die.
They if it wasn't for the ending.
Yeah, they were gonna kill the Wakandans because they were surrounding them.
They were on the ship. Everybody's gone at this point, like either dead or either in the ship. I don't think they're in the ship. I think they were all on the top. We see that they're just in one corner, being pushed further and further by everybody. And not only that, we have people climbing up the boat.
I'm saying that's why I said they were surrounded.
They were
on top of the ship, right? Water ship, not flying ship, like a boat.
Captain boat.
And they were on top of it. It was a weird shaped boat. But anyway, all the Wakandans that went to go fight were being picked off, essentially. And then Riri was like some help, I suppose, in her suit. She was also getting punished for a little bit. But continuing to the fight scene. The fight between Shuri and Namor.
I just want to point out that they took this man's strength and weakened him. He still rocked her. He rocked her shit. When he said Imperious Rex and put the fighting stance, I was like, that's it, he won. Get her out. Listen, I don't care, bro.
I think her resolve though
was
much bigger and much stronger than his. Cause how you gonna get impaled?
Yeah.
Me, I would have been. That's it. I'm done for.
Yeah.
I would have gave up.
Yeah.
She did not give up.
No.
So her resolve is what pushed her to win that fight. because he was rocking her, but she was rocking him too, though.
But he was weakened, so
Yeah, that's true.
I want to see the fight, but like
Full power, both.
full power.
Ugh.
I think
he's older and has more experience, so
I think she's gonna
that
be
alone,
underwater.
I feel like he would win.
He even rocked her like now, and I feel like I mean I don't know about the resolve thing because I kind of feel like they both had it. It was just that he was in a weakened state.
No, but for you to get impaled and pull yourself
But-
out from that,
But you got to think about it
spear-
like too, like he was like, I get what you mean, like the resolve.
Not,
to
not
do it.
anybody can do something.
Not everybody's
like,
like
that,
you
know
can
what I
stab.
mean?
You're gonna leave that.
Superpower or not,
If you
something
get
is
stabbed,
going through your body.
Yeah, you're not
poking
taking
out
it
through the other
Mhm.
end. You know what I mean? From your stomach or abdomen or wherever it was that he stabbed her. Like it may have not killed her immediately, but if she had not had that resolved, she would have died there.
She would have just stayed there.
Yeah. So she, pulls herself out, and I think she does like some weird flip over him, and then she detonates some bomb.
She
And
detonates the ship.
that lights his ass up.
I was just like, damn.
I thought that's when he was going to die. I said, damn, they going to kill
I was
him.
just like, damn, he better not be
Man,
dead.
they killed Killmonger. That was the mistake. They should have kept his ass.
I was like, I hope the explosion pushed him in the water, and then he's like,
So he drops. She grabs the spear. She is like getting ready to like
impale this man,
Impale him.
kill him, this man.
kill him dead. And she like sees a vision of her mom, of Ramonda. And what does she say? Show him who you are.
Yeah, show him who you
Right?
are.
I feel like there could have been a little bit more of that. I feel like it was just a quick flash of her, and I don't really think we saw her lips moving, but you see her image in the ancestral plane,
Yeah.
and you hear her voice. So then she does what next?
Gives mercy and then starts like, we need to do this for us.
But she asked him to yield.
Oh yeah.
She asked him to yield, and the only reason he did was to save his people.
Yeah.
That's the only reason.
Yeah.
So when they both come back on the ship, that's when we see the Wakandans on their ship
Getting
ready to get
Getting ready to get
demolished.
thrashed.
So he stops them.
Yeah.
And then from there, what happens? I don't remember what happens exactly after that. 'Cause not that I lost interest at this point, but I was kind of like, I wish they handled that ending a bit differently.
So they have, they obviously have the ending scenes of them returning. They jump back in the water, obviously, to go back, and then they have all these talks. And then we see Shuri, talking about her grief, how she's moving on, how she's becoming, and she even plants the because they have an alliance now, Wakanda and the city, the underwater city,
Tulukan.
Tulukan. They have the an alliance.
They have an alliance. They have a treaty.
So I thought that was cool. So I was like, cool. So we'll see them. I think we're gonna see them in the third movie. I don't know if that's in the MCU timeline by any chance. Or any of the phases.
Phase 4. No, I
don't
think
think
so.
is it?
It'll.
Or maybe
if
it
not
hasn't been
phase.
announced.
It'll probably be phase 6. If not phase 5, it'll be phase 6. It'll be before Secret Wars for sure.
Because you know what I think it's gonna, and this is also just to also like recap the movie. They have an alliance now. We see Shuri starts planting
More of the heart-shaped herb.
The heart-shaped herb, but not only her, the Wakanda version of it, but also Namor's version of it.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
There's like a green. She only plants one, and it's a green one, and I think that's to symbolize their alliance.
Oh, I didn't catch that. Okay.
Yeah. So I thought that was nice.
So, but we're missing one part though. There's a scene where they're gonna do the same ceremony that they did in the first one to crown a new king.
That's what I was getting to. Yeah.
So, does that mean that M'Baku becomes king of Wakanda?
I think
because Shuri doesn't show up.
Shuri doesn't show up, and I speaking from the comics, we've had a Black Panther not be the king. So I could definitely see, and it's also in character with Shuri.
Well, even in the movie, because the Queen Ramonda was not the Black Panther,
and also like
and she ruled for that 1 year.
But also with T'Challa, with his dad. His dad was the king of Wakanda, but he was Black Panther. And then during Civil War, and then his father dies, and then he becomes king. But you can see it there.
Well, during Civil War, the dad wasn't Black Panther anymore.
No,
he was only the king.
That's what I'm saying. He was
and
only
T'Challa
the king.
Was Black Panther.
And T'Challa, so there's
because he's younger.
So it could be fine with like Shuri being the Black Panther and then M'Baku being king of Wakanda.
No, I get that, but I'm saying like
I thought that was a good
They
nod.
didn't like outright say that he was becoming king,
No.
but it's just kind of what they
They did
implied. At least that's how I interpreted that
unless
scene.
we see, I mean, we, when they do their whole, does anybody, right to challenge, and then
Right.
no one shows up.
Yeah.
We don't know that yet. We don't know if anybody shows up to challenge. But that leads to the secret, the after credit scene. I don't know if we want to talk about that.
Nah, I want people to watch it.
So watch that, and then you'll see
why we say there's another.
there's another
T'Challa,
thing.
which I kind of just can't give it
Just-
away,
you
but
just
not
gave it away
exactly.
and you're going to jail. But I did like, and then back to what we were saying, we didn't really talk about the other supporting characters like Ross and the sneaky CIA.
Yeah, because I felt like the movie could have been fine without him.
Yeah,
I didn't
they
really
didn't have
need him.
They didn't have a big part of it, but they had a big part for their
Thunderbolts. Maybe.
Thunderbolts.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm guessing Thunderbolts is going to be about is that they're going to go do a whole Suicide Squad sort of thing. They're going to go steal something.
You know, I heard someone. I was watching a podcast the other day, or a live stream on YouTube, and I heard someone like say something similar to that.
That's what it seems like.
But
or Black Panther 3 is going to be Wakanda and what's his name, Namor against the United Nations, the United States.
Maybe I don't think the Thunderbolts is gonna.
I don't think it's gonna be them.
I don't think the Thunderbolts is gonna involve Wakanda simply because.
I don't think it's gonna.
The Winter Soldier is part of the Thunderbolts.
No, I don't mean like them, but they're
You know
gonna steal like a piece of vibranium that somebody has.
I don't think so.
I think
because that will put Bucky in a weird place.
But Bucky's, I don't know.
Because he owes them a lot.
He owes them a lot. I know.
First of all, they can disarm his arm.
Beep.
Because we saw it in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
You know, and they basically cured him from the Winter Soldier thing that was in his head.
The Red Book program.
Yeah. They deprogrammed him basically. So I don't think he'd be down for that.
Maybe.
I mean, it could be possibly. He could be.
They could do the whole book again, man. They can do the whole book again.
I don't know.
They call it the Blue Book, the red, white, and blue.
Stupid. But final thoughts on this movie.
Go see it. It's really good. I loved it.
And you don't feel the 2 hours and 40 minutes.
I won't lie to you. Like, I didn't feel it. I didn't feel the time go through.
I didn't feel it either.
Like, okay, for Batman, like when the Batman came out, I kind of felt it a little bit the time.
I felt it because he like fought 3 different villains in the movie, so I was like, okay, this is the last one. Oh no, this is the last one. Oh no, this is that. Okay, I get
This is
it.
the guy.
Yeah.
This is the poster guy. But with Wakanda, everything felt like.
Yeah, and I felt like I heard some people saying that it was a little bit too long. They could have trimmed off 15 minutes, and I'm like, okay, maybe some parts here and there. But I didn't feel it like it's like when I watched Endgame for the first time. I didn't feel it.
It wasn't like
so long. I mean, after watching it like 20 times, like on the 21st time, I said, "This is a long ass movie."
Word for word, bar for bar.
Nah, that's me in Pirates of the Caribbean, the second one. That's my favorite. One. Yeah, but I think that's
an amazing ride at Disney World. Smells like rum.
Anyway,
it's a good movie.
It's a good movie.
Watch
it's a great movie.
It's a really great movie.
It's the like I said earlier in the podcast. It is the best movie of Phase 4.
Phase 4.
And I put it in my top, if not my top 5, my top 10 Marvel movies overall.
I would put it in top 5 out of like movie wise, just movies.
Black Panther, the first one, is in my top 5.
That too.
For sure.
1, 2.
I think it's that good, and I think people will enjoy it. And I think
it does have a good closer.
It does.
And also tribute to Chadwick. I feel like.
I agree. And like I said at the beginning, it's not a perfect movie, but it's a damn good movie.
I don't know about it.
It's a damn good movie.
It was a pretty perfect movie.
I mean, okay. I mean,
I'll fight you.
It's challenge day.
I've just challenged. Oh, I did like that when
M'Baku said it. When they're like, "Why are you here?" He jumps off the ship.
I was just like, "Oh, who's gonna fight him?" Raise your hand.
I thought it was good. Man.
I think it was overall a good movie. Yeah.
I'm excited with
where
I
we're
hope
going.
Ryan Coogler. I saw a rumor that they want him to. That apparently Marvel is eyeing him to direct Secret Wars. But then Kevin Feige was like, "That's a good idea, but to be honest, we haven't had any conversations or talks about it." I kind of hope they book him for that because that's 2 for 2. It's 2 for 2. You know, if they're not bringing the Russo brothers back, because every movie that the Russo brothers touched was amazing. When Civil War. Did they do Winter Soldier?
No.
I think so.
Did they? We're not professional guys. We don't know one. I'm so sorry. But
direct.
I know the movies.
I think so. I think they did. Yeah.
Oh, they did?
Anthony Russo directed Winter Soldier. So they did Winter Soldier, Captain America, Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame. Arguably some of the best movies in Marvel. Right? So they're 4 for 4, in my opinion. Ryan Coogler is 2 for 2. So if they have him, and if he does, he has to do Black Panther 3.
If he doesn't, I'm a riot. I'm rioting.
He has to do that one. So if he does that one, I don't want to jinx it, but I hope he hits that one out the park too. And if he does Secret Wars, I'm in there. Next swimwear, day 1.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna watch them Jones. So I think we're gonna end it there.
Yes, we are.
If you have
been catching up,
or no, that's not what I was gonna say. I forgot. Wow, that sucks. If you stayed with us this entire podcast, I think this might be one of our longest podcasts where we actually talked about the whole movie and not jump to different tangents like we tend to do. That's how good. That's how good the movie is.
That's how good the movie is.
That's how good the movie is. We appreciate you guys listening. Help us spread the word on the podcast. We are on, I think, all streaming platforms.
We're on all streaming platforms.
We have an Instagram page.
It's Twitter page.
We have a Twitter page. There isn't any content,
but we
have it.
We'll talk about this more in actually our season finale.
Yeah. Is that the next one or the one after?
This is the next one because this is episode 9.
Is it? I thought the last episode was episode 7.
I might be wrong.
Yeah, I think we have 2 more.
We have 2 more.
I think this is 8.
This is 8.
I think so, and then we have 9 and 10.
And then we have 9 and 10.
So we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about at 10. 10 will obviously be our season finale.
Yeah.
Number 9 will.
You'll see.
You'll see.
Oh, you're here. Or you'll listen to. Anyway, that's enough. All right, guys. Thank you.
Bye.